Dear students, in this session you can find optical activity due to restricted rotation and geometrical isomerism. Here, diphenyl is given as an example for the compound which show optical activity because of restricted rotation. And also in this session you can find geometrical isomerism and different ways of naming the configuration like cis trans or EZ notation. Dear students, so far you would have learned about optical isomerism where the molecule is having a chiral carbon. Here also there is chiral carbon but not a clear-cut chiral carbon. Here the isomerism arises due to restricted rotation about the carbon-carbon single bond. For example, we have a system called biphenyl or diphenyl. In this system, two phenyl rings CH5 and CH5. Two phenyl rings are joined by a single bond, carbon-carbon single bond, so that free rotation around this bond is possible. This phenyl ring can rotate about this carbon-carbon single bond. As a result, this will be continuously in movement and it mainly occupy two forms. One is planar form and the other one is non-planar form. In this planar form, the two phenyl groups are in the same plane. So what will happen? If they are in the same plane, there will be plane of symmetry. This molecule possesses plane of symmetry. So when a molecule possesses plane of symmetry, will it be optically active? No, it will not be optically active. So the planar form of this biphenyl will be optically inactive. Now we'll see what is the other form. When the other second phenyl group is rotating about this carbon-carbon bond, at one position it will take a place where the second phenyl ring is perpendicular to the first phenyl ring. So it is not in single plane. These two rings are not in one plane. So they will not possess any plane of symmetry. So this molecule we can give as an example for optical isomer or a compound where optical isomerism is arising because of the restricted rotation about this carbon-carbon bond. So here what we can see, in this case also this compound is not stable. This form is not stable because continuously this will be in movement. It will form planar, again will come back to non-planar. The process will rotate or repeats. So what will happen? We have to block the we have to restrict the rotation. We have to block the rotation about the carbon-carbon bond. That is possible by blocking the ortho group or substituting the ortho position by bulkier group. There are 4 ortho positions here. 2 for this phenyl group and 2 for this phenyl group. So all the 4 ortho positions, if you are substituting with a bulkier group, then the rotation about the carbon-carbon bond can be restricted and it will be continue in the non-planar position and it will exhibit optical activity. So what can be the substitution? You can see here, this is the first phenyl group and this is the second phenyl group. So here I have substituted with a group A, here with a group B, here with a group C and here with a group D. A, B, C, D are not in one plane. So there will not be any plane of symmetry, and if A, B and C, A, B, C and D are bulky group, this molecule, this group, this part cannot continuously rotate or it will continue in the non-planar position and it will show optical isomerism. So the main condition for a biphenyl molecule or a diphenyl molecule to exhibit optical activity is the ring must or the ring should not have a plane of symmetry. None of the ring should have a plane of symmetry. the same attachment should not be there. Both should not be substituted with A only. Then also the symmetry arises. So it should be different group. These two should be different group and these two should be different group. So ortho position must be occupied by large group or atom to prevent free rotation. Examples are shown here. You can see here. Here one position is blocked with a carboxyl group. At the other position hydrogen is there. Here this position carboxyl group is there. Here it is hydrogen. This is a simple molecule, not much bulkier because two positions are not substituted. It is hydrogen only. So this compound can undergo flipping so that, but there is isomer, but what will happen? They cannot be resolved at room temperature. The two form, the dextro and levo form, cannot be resolved at room temperature because it continuously fluctuates between one and the other one. How about this compound? Here one is substituted with carboxyl, other one with fluorine. Here one with fluorine and other one with carboxyl. This is quite stable molecule and this can be resolved at room temperature and racemizes easily. And here you can see again COOH, NO2, NO2 and COOH. Though we represent both as planar, you should understand that the second phenyl group is perpendicular to the other phenyl group. Both should be in a different plane. Both should be non-planar. So only in this case, the optical isomerism arises. Now coming to geometrical isomerism, this is a quite known thing which you would have studied in your previous classes. Isomerism due to restricted rotation around double bond or about single bond in alicyclic compound, especially in alkene. The common example what we give is alkene. Alkene, you know, there is carbon-carbon double bond so that there will not be any free rotation possible. That is why in alkane we don't have any geometrical isomerism. We have only in alkene. Alkene, why? Because still there are two more substituents left out in alkene. So alkenes are example for a compound where there is a carbon-carbon double bond and there is restricted rotation. So in this case, there will be two isomers. One where the common substituents are on the same side and the other where the common substituents are on the opposite sides, depending on which we have two different isomers. One is cis form and the other one is trans form. If the same groups are on the same side, we call it a cis isomer and the other one will be trans isomer. For example, 2-butene, this is 2-butene. This is the cis 2-butene and this one is the trans 2-butene. Geometrical isomers are not mirror images, so there is no question of enantiomers. But we can say they are diastereomers because all stereo isomers which are not optical isomers, we can call them as diastereomers. To exhibit geometrical isomerism, the compound should contain a double bond and two doubly bonded carbon atoms must be attached to two different groups. Another example is 1,2-dichloroethene. 1,2-dichloroethene. Here, chlorine atoms are at the same side. This is chlorine. So, this is cis form. Here, chlorine and chlorine are on the opposite side. So, it is the trans form. Now, another notation is that is EZ notation other than cis-trans notation. One more notation is the EZ notation. This cis-trans isomerism is ambiguous because it cannot be applied when carbon-carbon double bond is attached to four different groups. In the case of cis-trans notation, it should be similar group on both carbon atom. Then only we can assign the cis-trans notation. But if the carbon-carbon double bond is attached to four different groups, we can apply EZ notation. EZ nomenclature is more systematic based on the RS sequence rule. The Kahn-Ingold-Prelog sequence rule we can apply to one extent to allot priority for the group. Priorities for the group attached to carbon atom are assigned separately as 1 and 2. For each carbon, Seeing the priority, we give the number 1 and 2. The next carbon also we give the priority 1 and 2. If the higher priority groups or atom are on the same side of double bond, it is designated as Z. Z means zusammen, means together. It's a German word. Z, zusammen or together. So if the priority 1 and 1 matches, it's coming on the same side, we call it as Z or zusammen or together. Or if the higher priority groups or the atom or the opposite side are on the opposite side, if 1 and 1 are on the opposite side, we call it as E. It is entgegen, means opposite. So E stands for entgegen, opposite. Z stands for zusammen, together. Here we have an example. This is one example. On this carbon we have an ethyl group, a methyl group, an ethyl group, a hydrogen atom. So we have to assign the priority first on this carbon. Comparing with methyl group, this is bulkier, so this will be getting first priority. This will be getting second priority. Now, when we compare these two groups, this is bulkier, so this will be getting first priority. Hydrogen will be getting second priority. Now we have to see whether 1 and 1 are on the same side or opposite side. They are on the same side, so we can name it as Z3-methyl hexene. How about here? Here 1, it's the same molecule. So 1 and 1 are on the opposite side. So this is E3-methyl hexene. So you will having the confusion like whether cis and Z will be same and trans and E will be the same. But not always. There are some molecules where E will be the cis form and Z will be the trans form. You can see here. See here we have ethyl group and bromine atom, ethyl group and hydrogen atom. When we assign the priority, Br will get the first priority, then ethyl group. So 1, 2 and here 1, 2. If we follow cis trans assigning the configuration, system of assigning configuration, here we have 1, here we have 2 ethyl group, it should be cis. But it is not like that. It is 1 and 1 we see. It is opposite. So this is E3-bromohexene. And here this is Z3-bromohexene because 1 and 1 will come here. We are not seeing which group is coming together or which group is coming opposite. We are just seeing what is the priority number which is coming together or which is opposite. So students, in this session you would have learned about optical activity due to restricted rotation, taking an example of biphenyl. Then about geometrical isomerism, definition and explanation, and assigning the configurations for geometrical isomers as cis trans as well as E and Z notation.